Good morning, traders. How is everybody doing? Back. We are back. Hope you guys are well. Welcome in, Donkey Trader. Welcome to the stream. So last day we did end up passing one Eval account, so added to the mix. We got now 4 funded accounts, so we're trying to pass another one today. See if we can get into a trade. See if it can happen. What's up, Craftsman? Welcome in, brother. We'll have a look over the charts and everything in just a minute here. Just need to retitle this stuff here. Ban this guy. And, yeah, good. Okay. We can look at the economic calendar. Have anything on the old agenda today? No, pretty light on the news. Monday. Welcome back. Hope everybody had a good weekend. It's money making time. Nothing on the old calendar today. And we got about market open in about an hour, so I have an hour with you guys to answer any kind of questions that you guys may have. Like Donkey Traders having a problem marking levels. Trade Sumo blocked you, yeah? Yeah, you're probably bugging him, man. If you've taken the Trade Sumo course, then you know really that course lays it right out for you. See if we can pass another Eval today. 4 we have now. 4 PAs. Fresh one added last stream. See if we can get another one in there today. I don't really love where the market's at. It's like Bitcoin's still trying to hang in there. You blocked him too, Craftsman? It's just a new trader, man. You know, he's probably a little frustrated. You know how it is when you first start. He's not new. Then I don't know. I don't know how to help him then. Yeah. All right, man. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at some charts, man. You know? $2018, I fucking should have figured it out by now then, you know? But I'll still answer any questions that he might have. Maybe I can help him break it down a little bit easier or whatever. really would like to see a move here, man, on ETH. They gain the daily, man. Let's just pump it a little bit, you know. Got a lot of work to make up. This. You got a lot of work to do here, bud. You got a lot of work to do, Ethereum. Yeah, well, if you won't listen, then it's, you know, those are the worst type of, those kind of traders never make it, right? Because they don't listen. So like, you know, I don't, for me, it doesn't matter, man. You know, I'll happily live in my fucking villa paradise that I've built for myself in Bali. Listen or not, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I'm just trying to help, you know. If people don't want to listen, it's okay for me, man. It doesn't matter for me. It's not going to change anything in my world. Pretty good trade though last time, yeah, for the that passive Eval. He passed the Eval in one trade there. Pretty good. Bitcoin looking great, man. Really. I know some people that taking shorts here, but I don't know. This doesn't look like a short opportunity to me. I'm still hoping for a pullback to here. This is going to be a longing opportunity, I think. If we did take new lows, I would be loading up everything. I already did buy lots, but would be cool if we just went. I think we will see some kind of a pullback, at least into this area. High 80s. Donkey Trader, what's up, brother? Welcome in. Can I show you how to mark a level? I mean, sure. Of course I can. So, what are you having problems with here, brother? You're having problems. We should talk just about like the market movement here first. Do you understand where you are in trend and stuff like that? Like, do you understand how the market moves? There's levels all over the place, right? You don't understand how the market moves? You took the trader sumo course? Should take it again. So I'll just try to basically explain it to you, okay? A very basic level. You know, the market moves in a very specific way. Makes higher highs and makes higher lows when it's in an uptrend. So when you get a break of structure or a change of character, whatever you want to fucking call it, a loss of a level, then this order block is where you want to be targeting. There's a few different levels that can happen, right? There can be this level, or there can be the top of the order block. There can also be the failure to gain on the previous high. So there's 3 different areas that the price can reject. It can reject here, it can reject the top of the order block, or it can reject the previous high. For continuation down. So looking at it here on the ES, yeah, we were in an uptrend here. Then we had a loss of a level here, right? We lost this order block. So this order block is where you're looking to get short. So there's a couple areas where the price can test, right? The price can test the bottom of the order block. Which it did here. Can test the top of the order block. Or it can test the previous high. Here, it didn't even test the top of the order block. It just tested the previous high. Right? Before rejecting. Does that make sense to you? Don't worry about too much about the wicks and the bodies, you know. Don't worry about that shit. You should be looking at a range, right? The only way when you're in a move like this and you've made higher highs, you know, so you're looking at something to lose, right? So you're looking at this area to lose. It didn't lose it, it held it, right? When the price came back down, it held this area. So it went back up. So now the area to lose is here. And when it loses it, you needed to lose it with aggression, right? So you need to create like a big imbalance in the market. So this was the level to lose last time when it was up here. You can see it tested it here. Still didn't test this. This will make a reaction when it comes back up here, most likely. Did it come up there ever? Same thing happened. Like, I'm looking on the daily chart too. Let's just bring this down to the 15 minutes so we can see more examples. So here, let's look at this reversal here. So price is trending, right? Price came down, then it gained this, right? It gained this here. Right here is where it gained. So this is the level to hold. Didn't really give you an opportunity to long it. Like if you're not getting in here, then it's just you're not getting in. Like if this came down here, it would have been better, but it didn't. So no opportunity for long there for me. On the top side, you can see it's starting to have a little bit of trouble here, where it's not making new highs, not having closes above. Right? You want to see closes above. Like when you're trending, this needs to be a close above this, right? So you can see it's not having closes, having trouble, right? And then it falls apart. When it falls apart, the level that the level to lose here when you're looking at the trend, you know, some people would think that it's this right here, right? This candle. It's not. It's this. This is the last swing that was created. This is all internal to this. So like the containment is here. So this is the swing that was lost. So after you lose that with aggression too, you can see that it lost it with aggression. It created a gap here, right? When it creates gaps in the market like this, that's signaling to you that it's an untested level. So the next time it comes back up there is a good place to be looking for shorts. When you short here, you're looking, the first target is going to be for a continuation, right? So a new low lower than this. So that would be the first target, and then whatever else happens doesn't really matter. Stop gets moved to profit after that. You know, this shit happens just over and over and over. This was my short on that I passed the Eval account in one trade. So price is coming up here, right? Made new highs, and then this was the level to hold. It tried to hold it here, made a lower low, then blasted it down, right? Left a gap. So this is where my entry was. Stops here, and I was targeting new lows. So entered in here and targets there. For the longs, I wouldn't even have got long in any of this range because it's just ugly, right? The only long I can kind of see, even this isn't the nicest long here. I probably wouldn't have taken a long. It's kind of internal. The market's kind of in an ugly spot for me. I might not even take a trade today. Let's look at like RTY. Maybe RTY will be a little bit nicer. I kind of think this is just going to gain at this point. I don't love it. Let's see. I don't love it. You know, some people would think that taking a short here is a good idea, right? It's not. You know, it's coming up, it's making new highs, and it's shorting, like it's hitting a, like, I guess shorting this zone is not too bad of an idea the first time it touched it, but after it rejects and it loses this level, it didn't lose this level with any kind of aggression, right? Like it's holding in here. So like these aren't valid shorts, you know. You don't short this on the retest. At least I don't. I mean, you can do whatever you want. The thing with trading is like you're looking for A1 entries, right? Can you show me the target when the price is going down? What do you mean, man? I don't understand what that means. Doesn't matter if the price is going down or the price is going up. It's like the setup is that I play is the exact same. This is a setup just straight out of Dope's course, you know. It's like this is what he teaches. One of the things, like he teaches like 10 different setups, but this is the main one that I play is just right out of his course. Not like I play a whole bunch of different setups. I play like one, you know what I mean? After it rejects the loss. Still doesn't really make sense. I don't really, sorry, I don't understand what you mean. After it rejects the loss. Like what do you mean after it fails? Show you the setup? Or after it gains, show you the setup? I just showed you like 3 different times. Here's one right here. Let's look at this. So this was coming down. It's in the gap. It's taking liquidity up from underneath here. So you're looking for a reason to long this, right? So it's coming down. So the price is coming down. Hasn't gained shit. You know what I mean? You're looking for a reason to long it. So you're looking, what you're looking for when the price is in a down move like this is you're looking for it to make a new low, and then you're looking for a reason to long it afterwards, right? So you're looking for it to make a new low. Did it make a new low here? No. Did it make a new low here? Yes. Did it gain this with any kind of you know, vengeance? No, it didn't, right? It didn't gain. This isn't a convincing gain, right? Looking at this right here, so like this 15 would have been the 15 minutes of gain after it made a new low, and it did gain it, but it didn't gain it with very much aggression. You know what I mean? Like it didn't. This isn't convincing for a gain. So you wouldn't take a long here. Like you don't take a long there. You wait. And then you wait until you see something like this. Do you see this gap here? Do you understand what a gap is? A fair value gap, or what an imbalance in the market is? It's a 3-candle pattern. This candle, and this candle. And you see how they left a big gap here? Right here between this and this. And you see how they left that gap as they gained this level? That's what you're looking for to signal to you that that's an untested level. So this is a good area to long, right? Like this is a good area to long because we've it's not just the body has to close above. It needs to gain with a vengeance, right? So like right here had a body close above this, but this still is not a long opportunity because it didn't gain with aggression. This isn't very convincing, right? You need it to look like this. Like you need it to have to gain and with like power, right? Like it needs to gain with power. So when it comes back and retests, that's an untested area and there's liquidity there. So like a lot of people bought this on the way up, so there's liquidity there. There'll be a lot of stop losses, and like a lot of people who know what they're doing will put entries there. So when you see something like that, then yeah, this is where you would enter in an order, right? So you'd enter in an order for a long position. There's a couple ways you can do it. You know, stops are kind of subjective, but like, you know, for me, what I would do is put my stop here. I would start buying here. And I would make bigger orders here, and bigger orders here. You can buy it all the way down to the bottom of this order block if you want. And then you want to target something to the upside that's untested, right? So like all this is tested here, right? All this is tested. It's all tested. The first thing that's untested is this right here. So this would be the first profit target. And honestly, you could make that the whole profit target. You know what I mean? Because this is, if you're trading futures, you know, you're not staying in the trade all day. You're just staying in the trade just for, you know, I'm usually in and out of trades within an hour. How many evals? I have 4 right now. Nulls, welcome back in. I passed one yesterday in one trade. I have 5 more on the back burner. I'm just trading one a day. like trading 3 to 5 minis per day, just trying to pass one account per day. We're gonna see. However many at the end I have. Yeah. I took a little time off. It was just like it was an impromptu vacation I went on, so. Yeah, for the event when they cost $17 each, like who cares? You know, I bought 6 more, and I had 3 from before, so now I have 4 that are passed. Last day's trade was this right here. I can show you. This was last day's trade. Entry here. When it was here, price was here. So my entry was here. It was a short. Entered here with stop here and target there. And no payouts yet. The Eval account or the PA accounts are in like $1,000 each in profit, except for the new one that I just got yesterday. Be nice to get a payout before I leave for Turkey. I'm going on like travel again soon. It'd be nice to take a payout and take a nice payout to pay for the whole trip. Yeah, I don't know about any trades until we make new highs here. All right. I think I'm just I might be on the sidelines today. A little late here. I don't even like this really that much. Turkey's nice. Yeah, I'm stoked. We're gonna go to Istanbul. We're gonna go to a bunch of places actually. We're going to Singapore first, and then we're going to Istanbul, and then Cappadocia in Turkey, and then the Turkish Riviera all along the coast. And then after that, we're going to Portugal to see my parents. It should be pretty sweet. Can I show you how to analysis from a higher time frame? Sure. You should always do your analysis from a higher time frame, right? Just understand where you are in the bigger picture. So let's just look at Bitcoin on the weekly. So, all right. So Bitcoin had this big move up, made a weekly swing here, had weekly closes above. So when it came back down, you're expecting it to go to hold this, right? Because it had weekly closes above. So when you have a weekly close above like that, you're expecting the swing to hold. So swing held here. And then I had trouble here, right? So this was first sign that Bitcoin was going down, right? Like when it didn't have a weekly, like it had trouble on making a new weekly high. Took the liquidity. Okay, so now that took the liquidity, we can see if that's enough to make a new weekly high. You're expecting a move on liquidity when you take major liquidity like that. So you're expecting we would be expecting. I actually longed right here when we were back here at 89. I had a whole bunch of spot in. Made new highs, didn't have weekly closes above. and then had a weekly close below the new high again. So right here was like a pretty big sign that we're gonna have a dump, right? Like if you've had multiple tries here at this point to try to get above this, so you're having multiple tries to try to have weekly closes above and not doing it. So that was your first sign that you should be trading to the downside. So when you were here, when you're moving into the lower time frames, you should already have in your mind on the weekly time frame, we're probably going to see a little weakness over the next few weeks. You know what I mean? Because you're having problems you're having problems with the trend. Like there's something fucked up with the trend. You know, this isn't a coincidence that this is where they bounced it. This is a 3-month swing. You know, it's a 3-month level. This is no coincidence that they're bouncing it here, right? Very similar price action to what they did here. You know, just front runned it a little bit. Very similar. Front runned it just by a bit. You know, front runned it by like $1,000. Not even. So, analyzing price from a higher time frame, it's done the exact same way as the lower time frame, right? Like you're playing continuations. Like you're looking for a spot, you know what I mean? Like this made it a little tricky to buy this because this is an internal trend, but you could have bought this when it gained this on the retest. Like when it's coming back down into this zone, right here, you should just draw it out like a zone. Don't worry about wicks or bodies or whatever, right? Just draw out the zone. So when it came back down there, this is the area that you're interested in taking longs, right? So looking on the 15-minute, if you know that that's the area that you're looking for to get long, right? Again, this made it a little difficult to get in. Down here was a lot easier. This made it difficult to get in because they didn't have it. They didn't have an external trend shift. This is all internal, right? So it makes it hard. It makes it hard to get in until it gains this. This is the 15-minute gain, right? And it did gain it here with an imbalance. So that's kind of where I would be looking to get long. Even though you missed some of this move, I would still be looking around there with stops underneath here or underneath here. It's probably an hour gain too. Yeah, it's an hourly gain. So like once you gain the hourly, you need to start looking at the hourly chart too, right? But this made it, you know, unless you're playing on a smaller time frame than the 15-minute, there may have been a 5-minute setup here. Let's check it out. There was kind of, yeah. So there was a 5-minute setup here. So this is the low. This is the swing to gain. They gained it here. They gained it here, and they gained it with a gap. So it's an untested level. So you could have got in here with stops underneath here. but 5-minute trading on a 5 minutes a bit, you know, I never do that on Bitcoin ever. Excuse me. Clean energy? What's going on here, man? How come I lost the whole chart? Wow. I don't know why this chart was so messed up, dude. Such a disaster. Wow. Good long-term level nulls, that's for sure. Yeah, look, they bounced it basically perfectly. I'd wait for a daily gain. Yeah, I'd wait a bit. I'd still wait a bit. This is the level to hold on the weekly. But I'd still wait for some kind of confirmation first above this. Like this. Just get in here. Target this. This thing really blasted off and then really fell apart, right? Jeez. Good long-term position though for this one. Even if you just wanted to throw a few $100s in there, just fucking leave it. Not too bad. Can I explain the MES and why it went up? We can just look at the ES chart, yeah? So, do you see why this might have went up? When you're looking on the monthly chart, like, do you see a reason why maybe it would have went up here? Why it bounced? When it was coming down in the monthly, marking the wick is for liquidity purposes. I don't know what you mean by that. I'm just marking the move that made this this leg, right? It's just kind of an important area. It's the breakout. It's the old all-time high breakout. So it would be support. After things break out, you know, after things that were resistances become supports after they break out, right? So this is why this area bounced here. When it was coming down, it's coming down into tested areas already. This is all tested. Look, this wick tested everything. This is tested, right? So like you would, you know, you should expect lower than this, because there's massive liquidity here, and it's the first thing that's not tested, right? It's this isn't really tested on the way up. You can see that they gain this. You know, I talk about these gaps all the time, right? So when they gain this breakout, they gained it with a gap, right? They left a gap right here, between here and here. You know, there's a gap, there's an imbalance there in the market. All that's signaling to you is that level's untested. That's it. So when you see gaps like that, you don't look at every gap, but only look at gaps when it's gaining or doing a breakout or gaining a specific level. When there's a turnaround, you know, those gaps are signaling to you that that level's untested. So the next time that it comes down there, or the next time the price approaches that area, you're most likely going to have a reaction, right? And then we can look at the we can just look at the 15-minute down there, I guess. I don't know if it'll let me go back that far. Oh yeah. All right, so when it was down here, you know that this is an area of interest, right? So you're looking for reasons to long it, right? ES made it a little difficult here. I probably wouldn't have longed this. But once it started gaining this level here and leaving gaps like this, and having like gaining over top of this and leaving gaps behind, then on the retest is where I would probably look to get long. But yeah, usually the absolute bottoms of markets are kind of tough, man. They're a little bit tougher to get in. A lot easier to get in like here after they gain this, you know, after they had gained this with vengeance. You know, buying this would have been a lot easier, probably buying this here. This on the return. Explain today's move up. Sure. So there's a couple areas that you should be looking at up here, right? For continuation up. You know, I'd be looking at the bottom of this. You can see that they are trying to hold it here, right? And they try to hold it here. And then also the bottom of this too, because this was the ultimate high. So the bottom of this. So those are kind of the areas that you want to be looking at for them to hold. So if you see them holding these levels, you know, it's signaling to you that there's strength still, because they're holding above where they need to. So, you know, they did make it a bit hard to get long here. I would have liked to long down here, right? I would they gain this with you know, with a vengeance, and they left a big gap. So I would have had orders here and put stops here, but it would have never got hit. And then they made it a little difficult. You could have bought this, I guess, but it would have just been a little difficult to get long for me. So for me, I'd rather just sit on the sideline and just wait for a better trade. You understand? Well, I hope. You know, it takes a while, Donkey Trader. It takes a little while to get it. You should really go back through that dope course again. Because that Trade Sumo, he puts everything in there that you need to know. Really, everything in there you need everything that you need to know for trading. Not everything for trading, but everything to understand how the market moves is in that course. Craftsman done for the day. Congrats, brother. I think I'm gonna be done for the day before even starting. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get a trade in here today because it's gonna break out here, and I'm not too keen on buying the breakout zone. I'm done for life, yeah, basically.
But we had one more important sound we wanted you to hear.
Yeah, you know, Trade Sumo is like you can't just message him for help. You know what I mean? It's not what he does. He put all the help in that course. He's a busy guy, dude. But probably a better way that he could have handled it than just blocking you. He should have just explained to you, look at the course. Like for private tutor, you know, like some of these guys will charge $2,000 for a session. I just do it out of the kindness of my fucking heart because I feel bad for you fucking new traders. I know how hard it was when I first started trading, and I lost a lot of money for it when I first started. No, trading isn't for everybody, right? The harder part about trading is the emotion control, man, really. Than actually learning price action. You can learn price action really fast, man. You can learn how the market moves like within a few months, but having discipline and actually sticking to your plan and, you know, letting your trades play out is a big one. You know, these things that plague new traders, you know, pushing fucking targets and, you know, pushing PTs early. Yeah, Donkey Traders, no worries, brother. You know, it's fine. Happy to help. Can I explain how to scalp? Scalping's done the exact same way, just on the smaller time frame. But it's done literally the exact same way. You would just use the 1 minute. Right? So, on the 1 minute. Every trade starts with a scalp, right? Yeah, this didn't really give a good setup. You're really doing it the exact same way though, and really. This one's not bad. Gained over top of this, left a gap here. So, you know, you'd be looking to enter on this, and you'd be putting your stops here, or underneath this, or underneath this. And then you'd be targeting here. But it's, like, scalping is done literally the exact same way. It's just you use the smaller time frame. Like instead of the 4 hour being your big time frame idea, you'd be looking at the hourly as your big time frame idea and the 1 minute as your entries. Or even the 15-second chart. A lot of people use the 15-second chart. I have it over here. This is the 15-second chart. So, but the problem with scalping is, you know, there's a lot of false positives on scalping, right? So you need to be careful. You need to look at the bigger time frame and understand and make sure you're trading in the right direction. Who taught me price action? I taught myself. I also took the Trader Sumo course. I also took like 5 other courses, and I kind of just melded it all together, and you know, eventually I became profitable. Took years though, bro. Really. Took years, man. I lost probably $30,000 learning how to trade. You want to be rich like me? Yeah, right. I do all right. I wouldn't say I'm rich though. I know people that are way richer than me. I have just enough, you know what I mean? I'm fucking lazy, man. I just have enough, and that's enough for me. You know, I own 3 villas in Bali. You know, even without trading, I pull in like, I don't know, around like cash flow between 10 and 15K a month, and then trading on top of that. Where am I located? Bali, Indonesia. I moved here after I didn't want to pay tax anymore. We got market open in about 15 minutes. Looks like they're going to be pushing the highs here. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I have an Indonesian girl here. Got that yellow fever, you know, bro. Yeah, but I'm happy to help you, Donkey Trader. Just keep coming back to the stream, man. You know, when you have trade ideas, put them in the Discord, and then someone will talk to you in the Discord about it, or I will. I went to Vietnam last year. It's pretty nice. I liked it. Where's BDP, man? Where is this guy? Guy just never comes to the streams anymore. What a guy. It's probably going to be a no trade day, honestly, for me. There's nothing really I see, like, unless we get like some crazy fucking dump off the new high. I don't use zigzag. It's just not necessary, right? But I mean, like, you need to kind of come up with your own trading strategy, right? And take what you learn and make a plan, right? Oh yeah, he's on. He was online last. He came into the Discord just after I went off on Friday. He's definitely online sometimes. All Polytrends does is mark out the levels for you, right? It shows you the last lost level and the last, you know, the last untested level, you know, things like that. Yeah, he is probably stacking money. That guy's a good fucking trader. Yeah, this would have been hard for me. I just, there's not an entry here for me, you know. No, I wouldn't have shorted this, and like to get long, I would have wanted to get long back here. I would have just missed the entry. It's all right. We should have a look to see where this is going. Next kind of area of interest is going to be up here. So we're kind of getting up to it, right? Hour. So it's definitely going to be an area of interest up here. I would kind of just put it here because there's a lot of shit that's lining up there. So, you know, that's where we're going to head. Still quite a ways away. Eight minutes to open. How about this Bitcoin move, man? Wow. Kind of like to put this line here too. Yeah, here comes the liquidity on ES. New highs coming. Let's see what happens when they make new highs. Price is trending down. Is it attacking the previous gains? It's not attacking the previous gains, but the last level that gained is where, like, you should think of things as like a containment zone, you know? Just in a 4 hour. So like the 4 hour containment was here between this and this, right? It gained this 4 hour. So the next time that it came back to that 4 hour is an area of interest, right? If it holds there, your target is above here, right? Easy, right? This is how trending markets work. So when price comes down to this area you want to look to long it. It's really just as simple as that, right? Same thing happened here, right? Made a new 4 hour high, came down to the 4 hour swing. So this isn't, even though this swept it, but this is still an area of interest, right? So here is where you're going to be looking on the smaller time frames for longs, and your runner target should be up to make new highs, because you just want to follow this pattern, right? Where you're just making higher highs and higher lows. Right? Same happens in reverse. This is an internal trend on this side. So it made a 4 hour swing here, went down. When it came back up to the 4 hour swing, this is an area to fail. If it fails here, you should expect it to go lower than the previous low, right? It did. Once it's at the previous low and at an area of interest, right? Like it's at an area of interest because it did gain this. It gained this here, right? So this is an area of interest. Once it starts gaining again, and it did gain here with a gap, so you know this is where you should be looking to long it. So you should be looking to long this off of this and off of this here. It's just like, this is basic price action 101, basically, you know, very, very simple stuff. ES having a small failure here on the 15 minute. Did they make new highs? They did, I think. Yeah. So this is a play on, this is a draw on liquidity. I think they're going to continue higher here. But they're putting in a failure here on the 15-second chart. Super small time frame. Wouldn't put too much. You were talking about scalping before, right? Like scalping would be entering in a trade here and exiting on a sweep of this. So, you know, you were talking about scalping before. This is how you scalp, right? We failed this on the 15-second chart. So on a retest of this, look, see, the trade already would have played out. You would have entered here with stops up here, and you would have targeted a sweep of this. And then you would have had a runner. That's how you trade. That's how you scalp. The setup is the exact same. It's just a smaller time frame chart. All right, here's the market open. Really no real good setup for me, man. I'm just gonna be sitting on my hands today. There will be no trades today. I really don't like trading these when there's like pushing the highs. Not the best kind of setups for me. Pushing. Huh. Another failure here on the tick chart. Pretty weak. See how this 15-minute closes. Kind of weak though. You know, I'm not going to be taking longs or shorts, so for me, this is going to be kind of over. think this level could hold down here. I think this could hold down here. Just not a trade that I usually take, right? So I'm just not going to trade. I wouldn't be surprised if this holds here and goes to new highs. Like one level down, like this, around 46. But even still, 46 is not really a. This isn't really a, you know. It's not really a setup that I take, right? I don't want to take a setup like that. So, I think I'm just gonna leave it at that for today. No trade day. Maybe I'll try to get into London session tomorrow. Let's see if there's any setups there. I was just kind of not feeling well today, so I didn't trade London, but I might trade London tomorrow. For this is kind of ugly for me. If ES goes down to 44, you know, I could see taking some kind of a stab there, but even that is not the greatest setup, right, for me. I usually don't take trades like that. So I'll leave it there with you guys, man. Yeah. Welcome to the new guys. Welcome Donkey Trader to the stream. Hopefully you stick around. Keep coming back, man. I'm happy to help out the new people, you know. Yeah, we're just gonna leave it there. Hopefully we can get a few more of these accounts into PA. And then hopefully in like a week we can get back on the regular just trading. Yeah. Really don't like trading at this all-time high, man. Or at this local all-time high. All right, guys. Thank you all again for stopping in. Appreciate you guys. If you guys haven't checked out the YouTube channel, check it out. Links in chat. Type links in chat and you can get all the links to everything. All right. We'll see you guys soon.